All right, what's going on? We're back with the Iron Dojo, FC Iron Dojo, the positive mentality. So, quick question: if you have a love for cooking, organizing, helping with events, and love, and you just straight up love talking to customers, a role in the catering industry might be the great move for you. And guess what? We have somebody in the building that's going to give you some tips on how to start it and where she's at now. So, if this is the type of industry you want to be in, make sure you stay tuned to the rest of the podcast. But we're going to bring to the stage that girl, Nisha. What's going on?
What's up? How y'all
What's,
doing? How y'all doing?
all right, all right. So, quick question. My question is, I served in the military with you, so, and we haven't talked like this
All
in
right.
in a while. So, I want to know how you doing, like for really, right now. How you doing?
I'm blessed.
You blessed
I'm
and highly
blessed
and highly favored.
and highly favored.
Okay,
Yep.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So, my thing is, uh, have things been going your way? That's my question. Things in life we always say, I'm blessed and we're doing well, but are things actually going as planned right now for you?
I can honestly and truly say it has, and it
Oh,
is.
oh, that's
Has
what's up.
and going into the future. Yes, it has
Oh,
me.
is that because you well, before we get on to that, just tell us your origin story. Tell us what happened, what you did before you delved into the catering business industry.
Well, I'm from Alabama. I was a young mom, had my first baby in high school, and decided I wanted to do something with my life, and so I joined the army.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 13 years, and then I had medically retired. And then once I medically retired, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what is something that I want to do? Like, I kind of thought about a few things, and then I was like, you know what? I like doing this cooking thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely like therapeutic for me and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try it, and that's what I
Okay.
did.
So basically, you can't see. I know. I'm just for the listeners. Me and that girl Nisha did deploy together in was it 2010, 11? We went to Afghanistan, so that's where I actually met up with her from that. But my question is, did the military actually inspire you? Like, what tools did the military give you with the career you have now? Because I know you were a truck driver in the military, but now you in the
All
catering
right,
world. So, is there anything you took from your years of service into now?
I did. I took on discipline.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I'm conducting my business and just being disciplined about what I do, going about to make my business successful, and um, integrity to do right by the customers that I have, that I deal with on a daily basis and whatnot. Community, like communication skills, like
Okay.
a lot of that came with me into the civilian sector.
Okay. This was. Do me a favor. Do you have the TV going or
Yeah,
anything in the background?
yeah. Hold on, I can
Okay.
take it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, you good. You good. We always do. Sometimes I have my joint rolling, and it be staring me in the face sometime. But
All right.
so my thing is, I know with the being in the military and what you have now, like what are some of the hardest challenges you had to overcome, in life that actually got you to where you at right now?
Um, I guess it was just the challenge of transferring over to the civilian world. Like they
Hmm.
try to tell you in the military, this is the best way of life, and so it's kind of
Hmm.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatnot, and trying to adjust to going from two paychecks a month to now one retirement check. So I say that was definitely a transition.
Yeah, I'm in that phase right now where it's kind of scary, going doing something for 24 years now. It's like, ah, man. But you know what? I can say that's one reason I actually wanted you on the show is because you actually, that's one of those obstacles that you hit head on first, and then you actually succeeding in what you're doing because a lot of us are scared to get out. We don't know what's on the other side because we have that comfort zone of the two paychecks. Whether we work or not, we get the same amount every single 2 weeks. So that's a good thing. And for those listeners out there, you were a non-commissioned officer, which is a sergeant in the military, right?
Yeah, I
So
was.
that okay. So what is uh Let me ask this: who has the most influence in your life right now, or just in total, to get to where you at now? You know, who influenced you the most?
I would say my kids.
Okay.
Like me being a single parent and going through the things I've done, and my kids, that's been a constant in my life.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, well, the good days, bad days, I was always super mom to them, superwoman. So that's definitely been my rock, my foundation, my drive, my motivation, everything.
Oh yeah, and I can vouch for that too, because since I've known you, I don't know them like I don't have that relationship with your kids, and I don't know them like that, but I know that I feel like I do because when I first met you, how much you talked about them, and I remember when they was, oh man, little jits, you know. And now I see one of them going to finna play college football, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, man, you know what? We ain't gonna hold nothing against him as long as he playing in college football. He ain't at the University of Texas Longhorns, but we gonna give him,
Oh,
you
God.
know, we gonna give him that. You know what I'm saying? And then
Right.
once he make it to the NFL, as long as he ain't a Dallas Cowboy, we be good.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Now, I wish success upon his football career. That's for sure. So
I appreciate it.
before we delve into exactly the tips on what you have for people in the catering business, where you see yourself in the next 5 years is my question. You know, sometimes we can't see right ahead what's right ahead of us, but when you discipline what the skills
Right.
military gave you, you got to see for you got that long term plan, you got that short term plan. So where do you see yourself
Right.
in 5 years?
So my short term plan is I plan on being on TV soon.
Okay, okay, okay,
My long term, I do want to open up a restaurant. I want to
okay.
open up a fine dining restaurant in this area so people don't have to
Mhm.
travel far and travel out
Yes.
with some pretty food that actually tastes like it looks, and just be able to enjoy that in this area. I feel like this area needs it.
Yeah, because I noticed that I go down there every once every 3 weeks, something like that, and I do notice that it's a lot of pop up like food chains, like the fast food chains, and it's nothing like you got to go to Austin, you got to go to Dallas, you got to go to Houston to get that like that fine dining dress up experience. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think that'll be good for the area and very lucrative. And the good thing I say about being lucrative is because you like what you do, you're just not doing it for the money. You're doing
Yes,
it
sir.
because you love it. So how did you get into it? Like, did you go? Were you trained? Were you actually school trained, or you watch? You know, I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna disrespect you, but did you watch some YouTube videos? Did you read a book? Let the listeners know exactly how you got into it, because this is something that you just didn't get in. Let me wake up. I can cook. Let me start something. So you had to do something to get where you at.
So, what it was while I was pregnant with my last baby, I used to watch a lot of Chopped. I used to watch it actually before
Oh.
that. I watched a whole lot more of it when I was pregnant with my last baby.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was like, man, like I want to go in the kitchen and try that and stuff like that. So I got in the kitchen and I had my little Pandora playing and stuff like that, and it became
Mm-hmm.
therapeutic. It became therapeutic to be in the kitchen and start making pretty food and
Mm-hmm.
plating it and just having people try it and like it. And when I would see how they reaction was when they liked it, I was like, oh man, I might have something here.
Okay.
So I did that, and then I enrolled in culinary school.
Mm.
I enrolled in culinary school January 20th.
Mm-hmm.
COVID hit,
Mm-hmm.
and around that time, but even with that, I started my business February 2020.
Okay.
And then everything shut down. But by the grace of God, that was a blessing for me when that happened because
Mm-hmm.
my business took off.
I do notice that a lot of people, there was two things that happened. A lot of businesses started doing COVID, or a lot of businesses failed doing COVID.
Yeah,
Our dojo actually started doing COVID. And then I had some buddies that I'm sorry to say it, that they businesses failed. So it just felt like the unlazy, I'm going to just put it out there. It felt like the unlazy people actually succeeded, and it
yeah.
actually took off during COVID. So were you actually, what school did you actually go to that you were trained at?
I went to CTC Culinary School,
Okay,
but
okay.
I pretty much just got the fundamentals of it because I was there for about maybe a month and a half, and then COVID shut the school down. You
Mm-hmm.
know, knew how to react with COVID hitting and the way the impact it made when it hit. So everything just shut down until they had figured out what was going on. So
Mhm.
that stopped school for me, but that woke up a beast within my business.
Okay.
So
So the first thing, so what you did was you got the plan, you went to school, and did you
mhm,
start did you start cooking out of a restaurant or a box truck, or you just started posting your videos online?
I started in my kitchen just
Okay.
posting videos, and I started getting a lot of reactions from it. And I was just like, let me step out on faith. If they really
Okay.
believe like this and with my business, I was like, I'm gonna go with it.
Okay.
And
Hey, people love to eat now, you know what I'm
they
saying?
do.
But you know
That's
what?
a
I think the good thing about you is that your food, they always say you eat with your eyes, right? But if a person can actually see and it looks good, I was a cook when I first came in the army. So I know for a fact that people eat with their eyes, and if they taste it and it tastes like it looks, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a lot of good reviews. So like a lot of your business, is it word of mouth, or do you pay for marketing, or how does it work?
it's word of mouth.
Word of
Even
mouth.
on my business, it say my boost is unavailable, so I can't even pay to put it on there for it to get like advertising and whatnot. And
Okay.
everything is by word of mouth and people just following me and whatnot.
I've seen the growth in the last year for you, and it was crazy because I'm like, I remember when you were posting the stuff on there, and I was like, okay, okay. I said,
Mhm.
when I met you in Alaska, I was like, I ain't like she ain't display this type of cooking skills. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, that's what's up. So I do know that you at one point you were in you had a friend who did a box truck, right?
Yeah.
So did y'all like so that was her business, and y'all just kind of put it together like you know
So it was her food truck,
okay,
food truck to help her because she was starting her business and I wanted to
oh,
support.
okay,
So I was on there helping her, but I was doing smoothies only.
oh,
Was
okay. Yeah, I remember those smoothies. So and then so
mm,
from the smoothies, you just went off and were you in school when you were doing this the cooking still, or how did that work?
no, school was stopped. School had
Okay,
to like for about 5 months. School had stopped.
okay. So then for the listeners out there, she did Nisha went to school, so she was trained, and she actually started doing COVID. So now you at the point now where I've seen you do military events. You've been on the news. You've done events for political like political figures.
Yeah,
So and that's all word of mouth, right? That's not, and that's crazy. I'm telling you, you got you get some good product. People will talk about you, So,
absolutely.
and going to that, what's like the proudest moment so far in your life that you? But I know the baby.
Yeah.
We talking about, your accomplishments. So, what's something you're most proud of, accomplishment wise?
How I did it, like
Hmm.
without help from nobody.
Okay, yeah.
Like they put in the work and was consistent and did it. And
Hey,
it
yes. See, and say that. And I like when you said that, consistency, because I know some days it ain't been all peaches and cream. You can't even tell me that.
right, right.
Yeah. So what motivates you to get up though? And then before I go into that, like, if guys and girls listen, she said consistency. Some days you don't want to do it, but as long as you're consistent, that beating discipline, that beats a lot of other people out there that's probably more talented than, and I know there's some cooks out there that's probably more talented than you, but the problem is that if they ain't as disciplined and consistent as you, they not gonna beat you. That's what I tell everybody. So uh um the what's your morning routine like, from a hustler and a successful business lady? I know a lot of ladies out there gonna be like, what's her business, what's her routine in the morning, what motivates her to get up?
I wake up and I show up on the days that things is slow, just like I show up on the day that things is going fast. I had that same motivation throughout. I
Okay, so
different
do
things.
you have like a special book, or you write in the journal, or you drink a coffee, and what's your like what time do you normally get up?
That around 6, 7,
Okay,
because
okay,
I'm
so,
I get my girls off to school.
okay,
and start my day.
Okay, I seen that the little one. She looked like she run the house a little bit. She a little sassy thing, ain't she?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So, um, being with that being said, I would say, like, and this is a crazy question. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Um, it would be, I guess, to show people true colors,
Okay.
because you'll learn that as you start, elevation brings new devils,
Yeah,
and
true.
sometimes it's hard to weed them out. Try to,
Mm,
not think about people wanting to try and have ulterior motives, but some people do as you start climbing the ladder.
mm.
I would
O-
definitely get out the good from the bad.
Okay, that's what's up. Showing people true colors. So my thing is, a lot of people, and I've been guilty of that, is that when you start a business, you know, in the past, not what I'm doing now. I love FC Iron Dojo, but I noticed my businesses in the past. I always wanted to go grab somebody. Hey, you want to do this business? Come help me out. Is it um, is it better in your eyes to just do it all by yourself, or sometimes is it better to have a partner in the industry you in?
Um, I think it works out both. Starting
Mm,
out, I think it's best for you to do it by yourself, because if
mm.
all fails and you have to do it by yourself, you know what to do. If you
Okay,
start out with a partner and you ain't never did it by yourself, you might have, a hard time if something happened. But start off by yourself so you can learn the ins and outs to everything or whatnot. Do the work on your own so you can see
yeah,
time management wise how it works in your favor, or what you need to work on, and fix those niches from there. If things work to where you able to have a partner, then that's definitely a blessing. But yeah, I would start out solo.
okay, okay. So the with the whole business aspect, did you, for the listeners, did you have to go, since you're in the catering business? Did you have to go get an LLC or sole proprietorship for to just to start the business, or when you started it, were you like more of a just hey, look at what I'm doing, or did you go legit from the beginning, like, hey, LLC, sole proprietorship, and all that good stuff? How did
Um,
it run?
I started with my DBA. I'm working
Okay,
with LLC now because my company has started getting this big, and I didn't expect.
okay,
So I first started with a DBA because I wanted to make sure nobody else had my name, and I wanted to
okay.
be in the system. And then once business started taking off, and I'm like, oh man, money coming in kind of fast and stuff now. Now I
Hmm.
know for a fact the government gonna be wanting,
Hmm.
piece of. So let me go and get this done the right way, because I don't want that to come back on me. So yeah, so I definitely started as a DBA, and like I said, the DBAs, they're only $15. So if you want to
Okay.
start your business, that's a $15 investment that's worth it.
Okay. See, for the listeners, that's a jewel. She just dropped a jewel. You can
Yep.
start with your DBA. It's only $15. Now,
Yeah.
is that does that work for the state of Texas, or the state of, is it different for the state of Texas or Illinois? Are you really or is it all across the board? Do you know?
I have no idea. I want to say it's across the board, but then again,
Okay.
different states have different
Yeah.
taxes and all that, so I'm not sure.
Okay. So, and two things we just got out of this: start your DBA, only $15 in the state of Texas, and if you notice, she does get ready to pay taxes. She do set
Yeah,
something aside to pay her taxes because
yeah,
the money is rolling in.
right.
So, um, is there a mind frame that you get in, like when you have different customers come up to you? Because I noticed that you say you booked out pretty far now. How far about are you booked?
September of next year right now.
Woo, September of 2024.
Yeah, and they booked me last,
Jesus.
so I've been booked since last year for that year.
Ooh, okay, okay, that's what's up. So that's a good thing. So,
Yes.
um, if I wanted to, so I'm a customer, and I say, how do I go about booking? So are you just in the state of Texas, or are you free to just go? Like if somebody say, "Hey, I'm in Chicago. This is my budget. What's the deal? How do we get it started?"
Right. So first of all, if they come to me and they say they want my catering services and they have a budget, I let them,
Mhm.
they can get within that budget. But if they don't say they have a budget and they're out of state and they want me to come, they would have to
Mhm.
pay for the flight accommodations, hotel, and
Okay.
accommodations. They'll get the food, and they just pretty much pay me for the labor when I get there, and I do all the cooking and whatnot.
Okay. So right now, the what's a normal budget? Also, is it really not a normal like median budget? Is it just like you tell me what you want and this is how much you have and I tell you what I can do?
Yeah. So normally I don't even ask people what their budget is. The things that I need to know this
Mm,
before I can make a quote. They can't just say how much is something. I need to
okay.
know location because I need to know whether I charge you a travel fee or not. I need to know
Okay.
the date to make sure I'm available, the time, the amount of people, and the food that
Hmm.
I have. Without the information, I can't give you an accurate quote because I'm not gonna. One thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna overcharge nobody. So
Okay.
chicken dinner, I'm not going to charge you a steak price. So it's
Mm,
important that I know what you would like to eat. And then
okay.
from there, I'll build your menu, see if you like it. Then I give you a quote.
Okay. So I noticed you used to do like the dating, like the couple, what do you come to people's houses, I think it was, where you
Right.
do like the dating. Do you do that or still, or is that you've upscaled from there and you actually doing like actual event, bigger events, or you still doing both of them?
I still do those both, but I would say I do more big catering events than I do anything else.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So she still is available for those ones, but you might now, um, in the words of Fat Joe, yesterday's price is not today's price. You know what I'm
True.
saying? So, and that's a blessing, man. Just to see you come from a young soldier to, and we don't highlight that enough as far as what happens when people get out the military. We just know that certain things happen and they put a stigmatism on us. But it's good to see young professionals continue to grow. So have you got any out of state clients yet, or is it still in you still in the state of Texas right now?
I have.
Okay,
I've been
okay.
to Florida. I've been to
Ooh,
Virginia. I've been to
okay.
Georgia. Um, and even being here in Texas, I've had some.
Well, I can tell you, the state of Texas, you can make a killing in the state of Texas as far as business wise. We so big, it's ridiculous. So
Absolutely.
that's what's up. So, are you a night owl or a early bird?
I'm an early bird. If
Okay.
I
Yeah.
be
Okay.
sleep, I really probably be getting ready to lay down now if I wasn't
Uh,
doing it.
oh man, man. Hey, you know what? I noticed too that I do my training in the morning and then sometime in the afternoon. But here's the kicker: I go to bed early now because if I
Yeah,
know if I'm gonna get up at 5 in the morning, I got to be well rested. I'm
ab-
not 18 years old no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest key. So here's I've read this a lot of times and I see this quote everywhere, but I just want to see your take on it. What do you think about the phrase of the quote? You're the sum of the five people you spend the most time with.
you are the sum of the five people you spend the most time
Yeah,
with.
you are the sum of the five people you spend the most time with.
That's true.
Why do
My
you think that?
growing up, my mama always told me, "Nisha, show me your friends, and I'm gonna show you your future." And I
Oh,
never why she said that. Like, women, I know we from the South, but why you saying all these? It's like, but as I got older, I started to understand what she's saying. And,
hmm
even when they say birds of a feather flock together, you might not
hmm
have the same mindset, but if you around them all day and they constantly thinking of have a mindset of in the cage, you'll never
yeah.
get in the cage.
So yeah, and I believe that too. Just going off of some of my scenarios that I've been through is just I noticed that I don't drink anymore, which I don't give. I don't look. I never look down on anybody who drinks. That's their thing. But I noticed that when I used to hang around alcoholics, that's all I did.
All you can do.
But now that I'm hanging around, business owners, you know, people that want to do things with their life, it's been more positive for me, and I'm pretty sure that's the same as well. Now, through this journey, I got to ask: have you had to cut anybody off in this beautiful journey you got right now?
I have, and it was,
So,
cool, but it had to be done.
okay, when is enough enough? When it comes to friendships, because and we're not gonna deep delve into that because we want to make sure people get
Right.
the good gems. But when you let's say in this business and you have a business friend or just anything in life, coming up in your journey, like when did you say, you know what, it's enough. I don't need you no more. I got things to do.
When I started noticing their demeanor changed, and
Hmm
when when I would come with good news, how their
Mm-hmm.
reaction was. I pay attention to facial demeanors, everything, body language.
Mm.
And when it started changing, I was just like, okay, these are red flags that I'm starting to see. And then when people like to see you do good, but not better than them.
Yep, exactly. It's crazy is that I know through your journey you've seen that the people that are closest to you are be the ones that don't want to see you, but the ones that ain't your family be the ones that want you to succeed, right?
And that's crazy, but it's really crazy. But
Yes. So what was so remember, I'm gonna just recap, if you want to start something, she started doing COVID, she started watching, what cooking show was it?
I was always on Food Network.
On
So,
the Food Network.
you know,
So if you can cook, hey, start getting out there. And you started on IG, right? Just posting your stuff on Facebook and IG.
Facebook and IG, and it went from there.
And it went from there. See what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people, I think, and I'm glad you said that because that was something simple. The Food Network, posting your videos, and of course you worked hard at your craft, of course. But so many people overthink. How should I start? So, do you think in the business did you have the mindset of I need to perfect this before I put it out, or you was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it, put it out, see what happens?
Um, it was both. I always critique myself. Even after I post it, I go back and I look at like, dang, Nisha, this is what you need to work on next time. Or I look at people's face expression, like, okay, make sure, I would just critique myself. And I'm my own competition. I don't worry about what nobody else got going on because that's how you get off track of what you're doing. So I
Okay.
would say anybody watching, just believe in your own brand and
Mm.
stay on your own path, ride your own wave. I mean, we all in this race. As long as we all get to that finish line, it don't matter the pace you're going.
Okay, yeah. Believe in your brand, and that's what a lot of people don't do.
Always.
They will go do something else, and then believe in somebody else's before them, and then wonder why you're not succeeding. So,
Mhm.
um, so what's some I would say, who are some of the favorite people you like to follow? Everybody. I have things in martial arts and running. So who you like to follow? As far as it gives you motivation or whatever the case may be.
I follow this one lady on Instagram, Chef
Mm-hmm.
Tasha. She first started during COVID and she
Mm,
up and I just thought I was so inspired by her. Like it was just and she was doing a watermelon cake and it
mm-hmm.
went viral and she multiplied off of that or whatnot.
Mm,
And it was like, man, like this lady really, it was something I felt like I can get to. It was a
mm,
goal and I can attain that. And so I was inspired instantly. And I just been
mm.
following her and I just like, oh man,
Okay.
I
So
love
do you sit back sometimes and be like, man, and look at, I know we don't like to get complacent, but do you sit back and look like, you know what? Look at everything I've achieved so far.
no, I don't.
You
I
don't?
about what I can do next. It's like
Okay.
okay, that so now I gotta step it up a notch. So now it's
Okay. Okay.
something else, Nisha.
Okay. That's what's up. So you got any, do you not customers? Do you have any workers yet? Do you have any, you hired anybody yet?
Not yet, but I'm. It's at the point where I need to. I have my kids because I try to build generational wealth and show them the behind the scenes because I feel like I'm doing all this because one day they may have to take this over, and I want them to understand behind the scenes of it. But it has gotten to the point where it's time. I done had people
Mm-hmm.
be resumes to my DM,
Mm,
not my DM, but
mm,
my email address. Like, man, can I please work with you and stuff?
mm.
So it's getting to that point now.
Yeah, you about and hey, look, and you about to this year or the next or in the near future, you might have to go and scale that business up. You might end up seeing catering trucks with that girl Nisha on the side, and they going all over the state of
I
Texas.
station, I receive it now.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. That's what's up. All right, so as and it's crazy just to sit here and think how you got into that line of work. You went from truck driving, deployments, being a soldier to doing this, and they're being scared, of the next move. But the problem is, the thing is, you weren't scared to the point where it didn't make you move. You was like, you know what, this is a new challenge, and I'm gonna tackle it head on. So, I know you come to Dallas a lot. So, what are some restaurants in Dallas? And I don't like to give other people plugs while we're doing this interview, but what are some of the places you like to find dine at?
Yeah, because I like to find. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
figured it, like I say, I figured it out. When I see you on IG or Facebook and you post a new outfit, I'm like, okay, she going somewhere
right.
upscale, so I need to figure out what's going on.
I like Eddie V's out there. I like Roof Chris. I like the what is it, Prime?
Hmm.
Yeah, I like those type restaurants when I come out there. I'll be
Okay.
out there soon because I got to do a private dinner on February 14th, so I'm gonna stay the night out there.
Okay. That's what's up. So, financially wise, uh, can you give some tips on because I know money's coming in, and we're not going to discuss how much you make yearly or quarterly with anything like that. But as far as like you have some financial tips, like because the world is in peril right now, as far as like people losing jobs or anything like that. People just trying to get out here and hustle. But do you have like some saving tips financially, or some that's my listeners can do, or something that you do that works for you?
Yes, I would definitely say because money start coming in
Hmm.
really, really fast, and it's a lot of money that comes in with this catering business, and you got to find a way to be able to pay yourself
Hmm.
money to the side for when those days get slow, and
Hmm.
be able to invest in yourself. When I say invest in yourself, so investing in supplies that you need, the
Hmm.
materials that safers and whatnot to make your presentation look nice. Because like we said at the end of the day, people eat with their eyes and presentation is everything. So invest in yourself. And once
Hmm.
you do that, put money to the side. Pay yourself, but put money
Hmm.
to
And I like the fact that you said invest in yourself, because we like to invest in everything under the blue moon but ourselves for some
the side.
reason.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So as far as if somebody's like, what, I want to start a catering business, do you suggest them, going the not with the lessons you learned, do you suggest them going the route that you did, or should they just go out and say, what, I want to start a business, let me go buy the supplies?
I would start first. Well, if you have anybody that have events where they want vendors, where people
Mm-hmm.
come by the table and you can advertise your
Mm.
doing, I would definitely take advantage of that and give
Okay.
business cards out. Um, have taste testings where people can try your stuff.
Mm.
Give a sample and whatnot. You can start off doing plates or whatnot, and let
Mm.
people just get a feel of what you have to offer. Word of mouth gonna spread anything. Word of mouth and that social media is gonna get you out there.
Yeah, and I believe it, because especially where you at located now, is that you didn't stay, you're around a military installation, which there's all walks of life there, different type of palettes. So
Mhm.
if and I think you correct me if I'm wrong, is that you have to, just like in rap, you have to get hometown part of, you have to get the hometown love first for you
You do,
branch out.
you do, because being in the military town, hometown gonna bring out of town.
Yeah,
You know,
facts. And for you to be in Virginia, Georgia, all
yeah,
these other places is crazy.
yeah.
So, what's the tip? So, give me a typical, and this is for the business customers out there, my customers, not customers, my listeners. If you want to book that girl Nisha, let's say if I live in Virginia, what was the typical fee for something like that? You ain't got to mention no names, but just a typical fee if I live in Virginia and I want to have you for an event of 50 people, should I say, and I want a steak dinner.
Okay, so steak dinners are ranging from $15 to $17 per person. So you
Okay.
have a 17 times 50.
Okay.
There, you think about the round trip airplane, ticket
Yeah.
fee and the lodging once I get there.
Okay.
If you go and buy all the stuff, you just pretty much paying me the labor to fix
Hmm.
for you. And that alone, that's $350 just to cook the food for you and set it up.
Okay. So it's
And then
very lucrative in this business. It's very lucrative. So you can definitely investing in yourself and having and believing in yourself and having that good, being creative. And I know, because I used to look at your IG, I'm like, how does she come up with this stuff? These plates. Because I was like,
yeah,
I was a cook, and my mama showed me how to cook, but I was like, I never did the culinary part. But I was like, man, how is she coming up with this? Is this off the top of your brain, or is this influence that you see from other people?
it's a combination of both. I'll see something and then I go and recreate it in the kitchen, or I'll be in the
Mm-hmm.
kitchen and I'd be looking at the plate like, okay, I want to try at this angle. I want to stack it up high, or I want to make the lobster
Okay.
dance, I be different things. I just think.
Okay. So in this time frame right now, we have a lot of people who likes time freedom. It's the big thing about I don't want a 9 to 5. I want my own business. But can you explain? When you're not working, with the military, we were spoiled. We would go 6:30 to 5 sometimes, sometime earlier. But is it more of a hustle now that you have your own business versus like regular 9 to 5s?
Absolutely. Like at times you gonna be working longer than a 9 to 5. I mean, you
Hmm.
gotta put in more work having your own business than being at a job because you have just those designated times and then you off. With a
Okay.
business, it could be 23 hours out of the day you working. Some
Mm,
you just
yeah.
have that hustle. You gotta have that motivation though.
And that's why I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people now they like, oh, I want my own business. I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to work the 9 to 5. But then you realize this is your business now, so
Yeah.
you got to grind it. Like
Yeah.
me getting a paycheck every first and 15th. I'm good whether I go to work or not. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's pretty dope right there. So what can we expect from you next? That's my question. We see if you follow that girl Nisha, you know what she's doing already. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. And if you haven't, look the link below. Click. I have the links below. You make sure you go check her out. And basically, don't hit her up if your business ain't right. Don't hit her up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
They,
tell you that off the bat.
but if you want advice, I don't mind because I
Okay.
mean I ain't nothing. I don't hide gems. I don't hide
Okay.
things, tips that can make you be successful. It's enough for us out, all of us out here to win.
So,
So
do you have a book coming out of how to do this, how to start this, or that's in the making down the line?
that's definitely in the making. Cause few people ask me about making a book or whatnot, but I definitely plan to do more reels where I have people come on my business page and ask
Okay.
us tips or just advice in general. I do
Okay.
feel I can start doing that.
Okay, so and so I know you mentioned you booked till 2024, right? September 2024.
Mhm.
So is there any openings this year if somebody wants to say, you know what, I got a wedding anniversary or I got a graduate, because there's graduation coming up. So in the
Yeah.
May time. So do you got some parts in there that you can slide somebody in?
I can try, but my baby boy he graduated this year, so
Oh
I
yeah.
have to show up and show out for him. But I do. If I have a day open and I'm
Hmm.
available, I would definitely take people. Because like I said, I love what I do. So if I'm
Okay.
available, I got you.
Okay. So what's we all have it. I know I have mine, but what's a favorite quote that you like to use, on a daily basis, or that motivates you?
Always believe in your brand. Always believe in your brand. I say that so much, and
Mhm.
always remain humble. Them the two things I say a whole lot. Always remain humble.
Okay, I always remain humble and
I,
always believe in your brand. And it's crazy because it's been a lot of in the martial arts world. It's right now I'm going through a stint where I have to, a lot of guys there, winning more than me, should I say. But I'm glad you said it, because there's a lot of nights I'm in the garage working. I just have to believe in myself because
yeah,
nobody else is going to do it. So that's good. I know it's been countless nights you were in that kitchen, get the little pipe bag or whatever it's called, and it didn't come out your way. And then what's in your mind when you try to make something? It's like, you know what, I've done this 50 million times, this ain't working, but for some reason you keep going. What do you play in your head when that happens?
you know what? If I be in there and I'm like, dang, this just not working.
Hmm.
Let me just take a step back, breathe a little bit, and then just find a different approach to that same objective that I'm trying to get to, or that I'm trying
Okay.
to conquer. And
Okay. So
everything
it's
about a mindset.
okay. So this is the question I wanted to ask. If I'm trying to, like, I'm not, it's probably not going to happen. Nobody wants to eat my food, but I'm saying if I wanted to start a catering business today, uh, what amount of capital should I have? Like, if I had $500, could I start with $500, or could I start with less?
You can
And
start
again,
with that. Honestly, like I said, get your DBA. And
mm-hmm.
if you want to just set up an actual catering, they got the disposable containers you can get. You won't
Okay.
spend about $50 at the store for them.
Okay. So would you suggest, like, so say my partner, my homie having an event, should I do it for free? If I'm brand new, nobody knows my brand, should I be like, you know what, let me do yours for free real quick, or should I charge? Like, hey, I do this, because that's where a lot of people get messed up. They don't know if they should charge because they knew, or they want to overcharge because they want to get paid, or what's the catch?
I would say don't do it for free.
Mm,
Don't even start selling yourself short like that.
okay.
I would say charge them a small fee because you're just starting out and
Hmm.
see how they like it.
Okay.
From there you find your niche with the prices. Cause I can't say charge $8 for a plate here.
Mm,
The cost of living is $35, you know what I'm saying, for a pack of chicken out there in New York. So
oh,
every place is different. But yeah, don't start off selling yourself cheap and having things for free. And don't undercut yourself. A lot of times I've seen where caterers will come to me and they say that, oh, my friend want me to do it, but they don't want to pay this. What you mean? Well, they don't want your service then. Or they said that they ain't got the money when I give them a quote. Well, tell them to go get some more money.
yeah, yeah, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, that's crazy because, oh, my friend, and sometimes it be the friends that don't want to pay.
But they'll go and support other people and won't question it. You go to these high end restaurants and get a small piece of meat and pay
Yeah.
$8 for a plate and won't question it. But then you question when I give you my prices. You gotta get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, so just believing, basically it comes back to believing in yourself and your brand, and not letting people undercut you. So that was my biggest question, because a lot of, I know, and I talked to, you know, especially in the music industry, I talked to some guys, and they quick to, like, hey, give your stuff out free. But even a guy I talked to yesterday, he was like, why are you giving your stuff out for free?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
right.
it comes out in investing in yourself. He was like, why pay to perform when you can just go buy the venue, hold a venue, and then get the money that way, and that means you invested in yourself. So that makes sense. So um we went over, if you didn't catch it, if everybody didn't catch it, we went over, you got your DBA for $15. And I'll post the link for where you can find it in the state of Texas, and I'll do some research for that. But then um, you posted on social media. You did your due diligence. You did go to school. For those out there who don't think she just fly by night and then go to school. She's school trained. You
Right.
know, but do you suggest going to school, or because a lot of people don't like school? What do you suggest?
Um, you can still make it.
Uh,
I mean, they got this popular. It's a franchise store called Culinary Dropout, and the name is self-explanatory, and it's a very popular restaurant that's all over the world. Like so,
mm. So
they
basically, no excuse. If you want it, it ain't no excuse then, right?
there's no excuse
Uh,
now. Whether you
oh,
have, whether you don't have, you could be.
okay. So here's the question for you. If you had the attention of the whole world for 5 minutes, if you had the attention of the world for 5 minutes, what would you say? What would be your message? And just think on it. I'm gonna say it again. If you had the world's attention for 5 minutes, what would you put out?
Faith without work is just a thought.
Mm, okay, I like
Go.
that. Faith without work is just a thought. You
Yeah.
you right, because you can sit on your couch and think of it all day.
And don't put no work behind that. Oh, you just sitting there thinking. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
just sitting there thinking, hey, boy, I'm telling you, it's just a blessing to see your growth, and see where you're gonna go from here. And that's why I'll be looking. I'll be like, because I'm not on social media a lot. It's just I post and I get off because sometimes the vibes is off for me. But it's good to see those reels of people who's doing extraordinary things with their life. So, is there anything else you want to tell the listeners that we didn't cover? We went from military to now. Is there something else that you want to put out to my listeners?
if you thinking about starting or hesitant about starting, stop doing that. Let this be your sign to go ahead and start that business, whatever it is you want to do. Step out on faith and have that belief in your own self and in your branding that you're gonna be successful and
Mm,
do it.
yeah, I like it. I like it. And it's but we're gonna touch on this before we go.
Hmm.
So, for those who are out there, are you in a relationship now? That's what I know. There's a lot of people who want to know that.
I know why people be want to know that so bad. I
So,
no, I'm not.
and I think your business. I'm gonna speak for you, and I'm gonna let you speak. But I think right now you're in a space. It looks like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're in a space where you ain't got time for that because you got things you trying to do.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
And some people don't understand it. And when I can't give attention to people because I'm busy with my business and my kids,
Mm-hmm.
they feel some type of way. So I don't even get myself involved in nobody. If they can't understand where I'm coming from, then
Exactly. You got to hit the dojo. That's what I'm. And we
that's
ain't looking for that love no more. So,
mhm.
okay. So hey. So can we get? I'm gonna just get on it. Can we get some? He going to Wichita State, right?
No, he's not. He does his sign in on
Where's he
February.
going?
I don't know. We don't know.
See,
We
come on.
still that's the
Look.
university Sunday. We going to Tarleton tomorrow. And so
Okay.
he has some other offers, but we're gonna see which hat he pick up on
So
February.
so what offers do he got on the table? Let's look at because I'm a football fan as well, and I know I got some football listeners. So what's offers on the table? Can I ask that?
Um, the University of San Antonio,
Mm-hmm.
Texas Christian University,
Mm.
Mid University, some university out of Missouri. Tarleton want to look at him, so we're going out there
Mm.
tomorrow. Um,
So did you
golly,
say TCU?
mm-hmm.
You talking about the one who was just in the national championship?
I think so. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know about
that's the you talking about the purple and white down
yes,
here in Dallas.
like
Yeah, that's a nice school. So my question is that,
yeah,
and I don't want to get too far off it, but my question is that are some of these offering full rides? You know, because education is key. You know what I'm saying?
education is definitely key. But you know, that's what Mama come in with this the financial part. Mama come in it,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
offering really good scholarship
Okay,
offers, and I'm like, baby, what is you gonna do now? Like,
okay.
you know, these good offers with.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad if he came down and I can go to watch him at TCU, but that's right up the road, you know what I'm saying? And so, but I'm pretty sure y'all gonna pick the right place, you know, for who gives the right benefits as far as education and
Right.
scholarships, things of that nature. But that's what's up. So I'm glad you came by to talk to us. I know you're a busy person because I was like, man, I think we've been trying to do this interview for about a year now.
We
So,
have.
so that's what's up. So, do you have plans to stay there or relocate to another? You know, and we're not gonna say what city she in. We're gonna just say the state of Texas. You know, but we're gonna say, are you planning on staying there? Or you plan on moving somewhere else? And then because you flying everywhere, so you could
Yeah.
be anywhere.
So my biggest thing was trying to build my name before I moved because I didn't want to move somewhere nobody knew me, then business
Mm,
go down and whatnot. Yeah, I got
mm,
retirement checks, but still, this is what I like to do. But now,
okay.
definitely move and
Okay.
still be relevant. So
Well, I got to put my bid in. You know, I'm retiring May 2023, so I just need to know, you
Mhm.
know, do I got to book in May of 2024? You know, because that's gonna plan me walking across the stage. Because I need some good food at my graduation army ceremony.
I would definitely say, yeah, if you can plan early, go ahead and
Okay,
the,
so we can.
the talking money is what secures that date. So a lot of people, even with their events being next year, they're paying them deposits, and these are not
Okay.
small deposits. So they
So
paying.
yeah, I'm glad you said that. So for a regular deposit, I guess it just depends on
Mhm.
the type of I guess quote you give them. Like so, say if it's like just say low on the low end. Let's just say you know $1,000 venue. I mean event. I got to pay half up front or 20%. How does that work?
So when okay, we'll just go with 1,000. So if your quote is $1,000, 500 is due up front to book that
Hmm.
event. 200 of that is non-refundable.
Okay.
And then the
Okay.
remaining balance of $500 is due 48 hours prior to the day of the event. You could pay earlier if you would like, but you're not obligated to.
Well, I tell you what, I think I got you when you were first starting off because
Yeah.
the prices, I think it was almost what 2 years ago now. So you've been in the game a while because it's been 2 years since we booked you at AFC Iron Dojo event, a state event, and I'm gonna just let the listeners know. I think it was on the low end. It was like I think it was $350 for that event.
Yes.
I'm
So
pretty
now
sure.
today, that event
Mhm.
right there is at least $600.
Ooh,
At
I'm
least.
dang. Hey,
Yeah.
look, I feel like I had a part in your start, FC Iron Dojo. So Hey, so we gonna. I ain't asking for no percentage, but can we get? We might need to get a shout out one of these days. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely can do that. No problem.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I caught it at the beginning, but now I think that event was a very small event, and now to see that it's $600, that shows the growth.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that I think from me knowing you for so long, you do it out of love. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that Miss Nisha is not. We all need to get paid, of course. But how do you feel like, do you believe that you have to love what you do and the money's going to come?
Yeah, you do. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times, and I don't advertise it, but a lot of times I be doing things for people based
Mm-hmm.
out of circumstances, and because I feel like God has blessed me so much to
Mm-hmm.
not sometimes just give back. And so,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So has we all have failure, right? But has failure been a stepping stone? And this might be, a silly question, but has failure been the stepping stone of getting you where you at now?
um, I would say failure, but challenges,
Okay.
life
Challenges.
challenges.
Okay.
I
Because I know you, and I've seen you've been through some things, and I'm just like, man, this woman is this queen is very strong to continue to go on where she's going. So that's what's up. So do you recommend the military for anybody? The military's changed since I'm getting out and you've been out, but do you recommend at least doing 3 years, or do you regret joining the military?
No, I appreciate and I am so thankful that I was able to experience that because it actually was a stepping stone for me to be where I'm at right now and be
Mm.
comfortable. Because now I
Oh,
have, medical for my babies, which we all know
mm.
that's,
Yeah, that's a big key nowadays.
you know, I got two retirement checks coming in a month,
Mm,
and then my babies are able to go to college because of me
mm,
being in the military. So it was beneficial for me. So I would
yeah,
encourage everybody, if you are undecided what you want to do in life, start out with the military. Let that be your foundation, and from there,
mm,
get them skills and let the
yeah,
military pay for them skills that you want to have for free, and then go
exactly,
there. It's a
exactly, yeah.
you-
So for those who don't know, Miss Nisha has deployed what, twice?
no full time.
4 times. So she's been to combat. So she's seen some things now. So don't that she's been through the storm. So that's a good thing. Sometimes it's good, it's bad, but I think we've all been in the position in the military that we've been in certain positions that we can use to help us in life as far as challenge wise. And I think
I
you said some.
two times. That's what it was in Alaska, and
Uh,
then when we was in Texas, right? And you
yep. That
so
was
times, but I deployed twice before I met you.
okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay then. So and it was funny because I got Red Cross actually sent me a job interview today, and they was talking about, well, we're gonna you got to deploy in June. I said, nope, don't think about it. Nah, I'm good. I said,
Trying to get
soon as she said deploy, I was like, I'm good. No, I don't want that job at
right.
all.
No,
But
no.
but yeah, that's what's up. Hey, I appreciate you coming by the FC Iron Dojo, the Positive Mentality
Bro,
Podcast, and
thank
just wanted to give a tidbit on the tips of how to start a catering business. I think we accomplished that today. You know, and the link is on Facebook, that girl Nisha, and on IG it is that underscore girl underscore Nisha. So don't call with no drama, but you do. If somebody got some advice, you do take advice.
I do
But
take.
but for all the chasers, you already heard it. Don't be
Yeah,
about your business when you get in them
yeah.
DMs.
Please,
So
please
other than that, we're gonna catch you later. I appreciate you for coming by. All gas, no brakes.
have a good